Military training tests the physical and mental strength of those who enlist. It's a necessary process to ensure that those entering the military are prepared for what may come their way. However, some of these exercises can be particularly intense, leaving no room for mistakes or giving up. Many of these drills are extremely difficult and designed to push recruits beyond their limits. The military is not for the faint-hearted. It demands a commitment to excellence and hard work from its participants. This video is going to explore 10 brutal military exercises in today's world, from extreme physical and psychological tests to intense survival simulations. Soldiers must prove their strength and resilience to be successful, so get ready to be amazed as we explore these truly epic exercises. Number 1. Hand grenade hot potato. The first military drill we're looking at is the hand grenade hot potato exercise, which requires soldiers to pass a live grenade from one person to another at increasingly faster speeds. It involves members of the unit standing in a circle while they take turns passing the grenade until a timer stops, and one of them throws the grenade into a ditch. Afterward, they take cover by jumping away from the ditch face down. As the pressure mounts, so does the intensity and danger level, because the soldiers must remain focused as the timer counts down. This drill requires immense concentration and skill, as the slightest hesitation could be disastrous for everyone involved. Additionally, it teaches each soldier how to react quickly and decisively in times of emergency when seconds count. It also emphasizes the importance of accuracy and teamwork when under pressure, all skills necessary for effective combat situations. In 2012, the Chinese military was thrust into the international spotlight after a video clip surfaced of the internet showing them participating in this exercise. The footage depicted members of China's People's Liberation Army, PLA, throwing a live grenade back and forth in a game of hot potato. Thankfully, it's a relief that no casualties were recorded from this intense training session. It's just one of many that the Chinese military uses to prepare its forces for battle. These exercises are intended to build strength, endurance, and resilience among its troops. This way, they can better handle real combat situations when needed. Number 2. The Road to Heaven. Taiwan's Marine course, Road to Heaven, is the final stage of a grueling 10-week amphibious training program. Those successful in completing this course earn a coveted spot in the special forces of Taiwan's military, the renowned Marine Corps. This intense program focuses on physical and psychological endurance tests, with each exercise designed to test and strengthen the candidate's resolve and readiness for battle. The Road to Heaven is one of the most intense military training exercises. It requires soldiers to go from a standing position into a planking position in one swift drop, landing with both elbows on the ground. It looks challenging, yet it's essential for proper body conditioning and strength building. Afterwards, recruits start crawling through sharp rocks on their bare chests, shoulders, and knees. They traverse a path with 10 different stopping points and performing an exercise at each one. They must complete a specific task at each spot before moving on to the next point along the path. Commanders might ask them to repeat the process if they're not pleased. Recruits must repeat the same drill over and over until it's completed perfectly, no matter how long it takes. Family and friends are invited to cheer and encourage these recruits. This extreme exercise demonstrates the toughness required of Taiwanese soldiers. The purpose is to build mental fortitude by pushing them beyond their physical limits. Those who can complete the challenge will gain immense pride in their accomplishments and respect from their peers. Moreover, it also serves as a form of team building that allows recruits to bond under tremendous pressure. Ultimately, this experience will shape them into better warriors ready to take on any mission or challenge they may face in battle. Number 3. The Mud Run. The UK Royal Marines are another military unit to be feared. This elite special operations force is renowned for its courage and strength, often being called upon to complete the most dangerous of missions. Becoming a part of this highly respected group requires passing an intense 32-week training course, which includes a wide range of challenges that push recruits to their utmost limits. One of the most arduous parts of the Royal Marine training course occurs in its 5th week, known as Hell Week. Recruits must complete an exhausting series of exercises with little sleep or breaks until they pass all tests. Trainees are pushed further than they've ever thought possible to prove their worthiness as a Royal Marine by facing extreme exhaustion and physical punishment. The UK Royal Marines Mud Run is one of the most intense military exercises. It's a grueling yet exciting military exercise designed to test the strength and endurance of even the toughest participants. This intense 10-mile course takes place over the undulating English countryside. It stretches over an obstacle-filled terrain made worse by thick mud pits, deep swamps, and other physically demanding obstacles. Participants crawl through mud pits, wandering in deep water, and lifting trunks and boats. Besides the challenging terrain, recruits carry heavy rucksacks full of equipment for added difficulty. This challenge is designed to test the ability of the recruits to stay calm under pressure and remain focused on completing the mission despite fatigue and exhaustion. The goal is for all participants to finish within 3 hours or less, making this one of the most extreme tests of physical and mental fortitude in competitive military training. The grueling exercise requires competitors to be in peak physical conditions, with strong core muscles and upper body strength that can help them traverse various obstacles. It requires strength in both body and mind. Competitors must endure an exhausting physical workout and navigate their way around this terrain. By completing this challenging obstacle course, participants gain valuable experience in teamwork, communication skills, problem-solving techniques, resilience, and discipline, all essential qualities for any successful soldier or officer in today's armed forces. Number 4. Breaking concrete with head. For centuries, militaries around the world have employed various tactics to train their soldiers in preparation for war. In East Asia, these tactics can often seem extreme, such as Chinese and South Korean soldiers using their heads to break concrete blocks. Soldiers from the People's Liberation Army, PLA, of China and South Korea's armed forces take part in this exercise to toughen them for real battlefield scenarios. The soldiers must only use their heads to smash through 5 to 10-inch thick concrete blocks without any protective gear or padding. In 2012, 2 videos went viral on the internet showing images of military training. The first video showed Chinese soldiers standing in line and breaking bricks with their heads as part of their training routine. Similarly, the second video portrays the South Korean army performing the same exact exercise with bricks. This form of training was designed to build physical strength and mental toughness in recruits and is part of a set of brutal military exercises still in use today. Both videos sparked a debate online about the merits and drawbacks of such extreme exercises for military personnel. While some argued that these measures were necessary for developing strong soldiers capable of facing any challenge, others took issues with their brutality or lack of safety precautions during these drills. Whatever side you're on, it's clear that some of these countries still employ unusual methods when preparing troops for battle. The goal of breaking concrete with the head is quite straightforward. An individual must use their forehead to break a block of concrete within a certain number of attempts. While this may seem impossible, some soldiers have mastered this skill and can complete it in just one try. Achieving this aim requires intense concentration and proper technique. Any wrong move can cause severe injury or even death. However, those who master this exercise are rewarded with great respect from their peers for their determination and strength. In China, it's common practice for trainees to prove their strength by breaking clay plates and concrete blocks with their head, part of a martial arts exercise that involves punching and kicking solid objects. While it may seem like an extreme way to toughen a soldier's body and spirit, Chinese officials claim that this exercise increases the power of concentration and builds physical strength. Number 5. Shot to the chest. The Russian Special Purpose Forces, or Spetsnaz, are some of the most feared soldiers in the world. They endure extreme physical and psychological training to prepare them for the dangers they may face in the battlefield. However, one of the most severe and brutal training exercises they undergo is called shot to the chest. This exercise was first used in the Soviet Union as part of survival training during World War II, but has continued to this day in Russian military. It involves recruits being shot in the chest with 7.62mm bullets from a close distance. In shot to the chest, cadets or soldiers are lined up and shot with live ammunition from close range. All participants must wear a bulletproof vest, but they still experience a violent impact from being hit with live rounds. This exercise gives them a taste of what it's like to be under fire. Besides, they must maintain a steady stance despite feeling a powerful impact on their chest. It desensitized trainees so they can remain focused and calm under fire and perform their duties without hesitation in battle. It simulates a crucial part of combat, understanding how to react when bullets start flying in their direction. This training has been described as an effective way of preparing soldiers for combat situations because it instills fearlessness and courage in recruits while teaching them how to stay focused and responsive during traumatic events. In a subsequent drill, trainees are to aim and shoot at multiple cardboard targets while being pushed and shoved around by trainers. This scenario simulates a chaotic battlefield environment where trainees must remain focused on their target despite distractions. Trainers will shout commands and insults at the trainee during the exercise, making it difficult for them to stay focused or hit hitting their targets. In addition, they may be sprayed with water or subjected to other forms of physical abuse as part of the drill. Recruits have to think quickly and strategically of how to adapt their shooting accuracy despite physical hindrances by trainers. Besides, trainers often encourage dynamic movement and mental agility when targeting objects while experiencing distractions. The goal of this drill is competition-like pressure that mimics real combat situations where an individual must shoot accurately while being subjected to chaotic environments and external disturbances. By undergoing this training, soldiers learn how to keep their composure in chaotic situations while completing their mission successfully. As such, this military exercise is one of the most demanding and daunting training regimens soldiers undergo to prepare for combat scenarios. In another exercise, for example, soldiers must make a difficult decision whether or not to fire at human targets standing alongside cardboard cutouts. In an even higher stakes version of this drill, real humans are placed immediately adjacent to the dummy targets. So if soldiers miss, they hit real people. This exercise will test a soldier's marksmanship, skills, and ability to decide when it's appropriate to shoot and when it's not, something that can mean life or death in combat situations. Number 6. Cobra Blood Cocktail. Cobra Blood Cocktail may sound like a horror movie prop, but it's actually a military exercise. It's one of the most intensive, brutal military exercises in existence. Cobra Gold brings together allied military personnel from many countries in simulated operations every year. It's a joint exercise conducted annually by the United States and Thailand, which includes forces from several other countries. This annual exercise is designed to improve interoperability between the participating nations so that they are better prepared to respond effectively to real-world crises. Aside from traditional infantry drills, Cobra Gold tests the capabilities and readiness of air and sea combat units and medical personnel. The exercise has grown substantially since its inception in 1982. Today, it involves more than 12,000 troops from both nations and other countries. Trainees undergo this training session to learn how to survive in hostile environments. The infamous Cobra Gold has been in use since World War II. The survival technique practiced by trainees in Thailand involved drinking the raw and still warm blood of a freshly killed cobra. The venomous snake's blood cocktail is believed to give trainees strength, energy, and courage upon consumption. Although this dangerous practice should not be attempted without proper guidance from an experienced professional, drinking the blood has been used for centuries as an emergency measure when facing imminent danger or threats. They also learn how to survive in the wild by eating other creatures like scorpions. At its core, Cobra Gold is a test of endurance and physical prowess. Participants must demonstrate their ability to survive in highly stressful environments while maintaining effective communication with their fellow soldiers. Additionally, they must practice proper safety protocols during each mission or drill. The exercise focuses on honing strategic capabilities, tactical proficiency, and interoperability between the various branches of each country's armed forces. By playing out real-life scenarios under grueling conditions, Cobra Gold helps prepare soldiers for any potential battles they may face in today's ever-changing security landscape. The drill typically lasts 2 weeks, with participants going through various activities such as survival skills training, close-quarters battle drills, and live-fire demonstrations, all designed to test their skill level and ability to think on their feet. Number 7. Drunk Hell Week. Many countries have special forces that go through intense drills to prepare them for any mission or situation they may face. One of the most extreme military exercises is known as Drunk Hell Week by the Philippine Navy SEALs. The Drunk Hell Week training is a grueling set of exercises designed to test the limits of recruits. New hopefuls must undergo intense physical and mental challenges to prove their worth. It consists of 7 days of grueling physical exertion, sleep deprivation, and psychological stress paired with unrelenting drinking regimen. During this time, recruits must remain awake every day for up to 23 hours straight while consuming alcohol every few hours to make matters worse. Afterward, they must prove themselves worthy by completing complex missions with little or no resources. This deceptively simple exercise has proven itself time and time again as one of the most challenging military drills in the world. They must complete many arduous tasks like running long distances and doing push-ups with 2 full-liter bottles filled with alcohol strapped to backpacks. During this time, recruits must also eat disgusting foods like dried fish heads mixed with rice and drink copious amounts of alcohol to test their mental endurance and strength under duress. Number 8. The Fire Walk. Belarus, popularly known as the last European dictatorship, has a reputation rooted in its cumbersome history over the past few decades. After years of Soviet rule and subsequent independence, Belarus has been led by President Alexander Lukashenko since 1994. Despite the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, Belarus still carries, with it, strong vestiges of its past. The small Eastern European nation uses a militaristic approach to governance and security operations. Repressive policies and human rights abuses have been widely documented. Besides, extreme military exercises are a regular occurrence. Recent evidence has highlighted some practices employed by Belarusian military forces during training exercises. Some are so brutal that they would seem out of place even during times of war. The Belarusian Special Forces, called Red Berets, puts trainees through a challenging exercise that tests their balance and agility. Known as the Path of the Soldier, this physical test requires soldiers to balance themselves while traversing a series of suspended ropes over the fire. Participants must hold their posture, keeping their footing, and complete the entire course in one go. Any misstep can lead to failure and repeating the process. The Firewalk is just one of a much larger training program for Belarus Red Beret recruits. Soldiers must also face rigorous mental tests and exercises that challenge their strength, coordination, and endurance. The goal is to produce highly trained special forces unit capable of tackling dangerous situations with confidence and precision. The task is made even more difficult with some obstacles thrown in along the way, such as being required to perform complicated maneuvers while balancing the rope. The aim is to ensure that trainees have complete control over their bodies and movements, enabling them to respond quickly and effectively when faced with any combat or survival situation. Despite its apparent intensity, testing balance is a crucial part of soldiering and helps maintain physical fitness among troops. It's been reported that these special forces have been ordered to dispatch opposing political parties in the country. Number 9. Jumping from skyscrapers. The Israeli military is among the most technologically advanced in the world, and its army is no exception. This technological prowess has been made possible by the high educational levels of its citizens. With a well-educated population, Israel's army is organized and trained to the highest standards. It's one of the best prepared armies for conflict, and its exercises have been developed to ensure that soldiers are as prepared as possible for any situation they may face. One remarkable training technique that has gained immense popularity lately is their skyscraper jumping exercise. This rigorous training was created by an elite special forces unit of Israel Defense Forces, IDF. By practicing this physical challenge, military personnel can prepare for various scenarios such as rappelling out of buildings or windows during assaults or extractions. It's also allowing them to get accustomed to working at great heights and withstanding the shock that comes of sudden drops. This extreme exercise involves training jumping from the rooftop of a high-rise building to lower floors and adjacent buildings. It helps them build agility and courage in the face of danger. The exercise aims to simulate hazardous raids in hostile urban environments. It enables the troops to build strength and agility for real-life operations. The skyscraper jumping exercise typically begins with troops being trained in proper landing, balance, stability, and ground control. They are made to jump from one building to the next using nothing but a rope or harness. This intimidating drill requires immense focus, coordination, and mental fortitude. However, it allows soldiers in training an opportunity to hone their combat skills uniquely. Furthermore, this exercise enables soldiers to develop trust in themselves while pushing through fear and fatigue, all necessary traits for a successful soldier on the battlefield. Number 10. Drown-proofing. The U.S. Navy SEALs are known for their incredible strength and courage in military training, and one of the most intense exercises they have to endure is drown-proofing. This technique has been around since World War II and is designed to teach sailors how to survive if they ever find themselves in deep water without equipment. This exercise consists of trainees being submerged in a deep pool while their hands and feet are bound together. While underwater, they must use specific techniques such as breath control, floating, and body position to remain afloat despite their restricted movement. The goal is for the sailor to maintain calmness and conserve energy while gradually making their way across the water. To make matters worse, commanders and trainers often attack trainees underwater, a method used to test divers in hostile environments. It involves instructors approaching them in full gear without warning before knocking them around and hand weapons such as knives or flashlights. Instructors also tap on trainees or grab legs as they swim past, sending them into panic mode as they try to escape from this dangerous situation. These divers must endure immense physical and psychological pressure as a part of these exercises. This exercise can be extremely challenging as participants don't have any life vests or other flotation devices, meaning they must use physical strength to complete it successfully. It requires incredible strength to complete the drill, let alone pass with flying colors. It also requires immense mental fortitude, as panic can lead to drowning. It goes without saying that this intense military drill isn't for the faint-hearted because it has a meager 9.5% pass rate. Military exercises are a staple training that can be unpleasant. They exist to test soldiers' strength, endurance, and mental toughness. After all, what fun is training session if it's not challenging? They help to prepare troops for real-world combat conditions and help to bond troops together as a team. However, many of these military exercises are brutal. They can be incredibly dangerous and cause physical and emotional pain to soldiers in training. If you want to sign up for one, please be warned. They can leave your body and mind in tatters. If you're considering going for one of these, maybe think twice about making the decision. But hey, at least you know. At least you know now. What do you think? Tell us in the comments section below.